So when I was 3, I really wanted to be a princess. It was my only life dream. I knew that I would grow up and become a princess because obviously what we think at 3 is true. Ever since then, I've had a life plan. At 12, after a trip to space camp, I decided that I was going to be an astronaut. At 16, I would be a marine biologist. At 17, a doctor. At 18, I went to college, determined that I would become a teacher just like my mother. Here I am at 20. For the past 3 months, I've been working here in Boston at Citizen Schools. I've been teaching a sustainability class to 5th grade students about the importance of environmental awareness. For those who don't know, Citizen Schools is an education nonprofit. We work to pair AmeriCorps teachers with citizens in the community who consider themselves experts in a field. They'll come in and share their knowledge with our students during a 10-week class. Clearly, I'm not an expert in any field. I don't really know what I'm doing. And I kind of had to make it up as I went along. I have successfully arrived at the first point in my life where I have no idea what I'm doing. So here I am at semester in the city. The rug's pulled out from under me. I'm not really sure what my next plan is. I don't really know what my major is going to be next week when I have to decide. This is my quarter-life crisis. You may think that's not real. It's real, I promise. It's really real. So the reality at this point is that I am kind of floating around in something called the unknown. I have to navigate it on my own. Basically, all my friends know what they're doing, or at least I think they know what they're doing. They hide it really well if they don't. And I'm setting myself up for failure by comparing myself to them. So 2 weeks ago, I was still struggling with my inability to make any decisions. The only certainty I was feeling was that I had to show up for my students every week. At that point, I was teaching on Thursdays and shadowing another teacher on Tuesdays, Peter, who's sitting right there. He teaches a class called Mock Trial to our middle school students, and he's been doing this for some time now, and my organization is kind of obsessed with this guy. He's a really, really great teacher. It was amazing to kind of learn from him and to be able to develop my own curriculum around kind of what he does. So because I'm nosy, I wanted to know everything about this guy. He's a lawyer, and that's one of my 14 currently projected life goals, so I wanted to meet with him and see if he could kind of give me some pointers. He tells me that he's wanted to be a lawyer since he was 12. I'm super impressed. I have obviously not stuck to that. And he continues by telling me that despite the bumps in the road, he's really happy with where he is now. That's the kind of life that I want to have. So we sit down, we continue talking, and he says something along the lines of, I'm really glad that you don't know what you want to do, and I kind of wish that I hadn't known. There's something really important about dabbling in multiple things during your undergrad. And for me, that was something that I had never really heard before. You should be figuring it out sooner rather than later, or at least that's what I thought. But I guess I was wrong. And for the first time, after hearing him say this, I actually believe it. It's okay to stay in the unknown and to not know what you want to do, as long as you recognize it. At 3, I was certain I was going to be a princess. Maybe I'm a princess in my head, but not really. And since then, I've likely had 50 other plans. They've all fallen through. Very few people hold on to the certainty that Peter has. And in some ways, that's a privilege and a curse. It is a privilege to know what you want to do and to be able to pursue that, but a curse to hold on to that certainty knowing that bumps in the road are obviously going to occur. Many people recognize that that's met with career changes. I was lucky enough to have 2 parents growing up that stayed in the same careers their whole lives, but this limited me in my ability to see that change is normal and expected and even desired. So my advice for you is that if you're 20 and confused, or even 50 and confused, is that it's okay. You're going to figure it out, because it's just as important to figure out what you don't want to do as it is to figure out what you do. Thank you.